I hope you got your popcorn ready for this one, Defects. It's going to be one hell of a ride. Hey, what's up, Defects? Guy Forge, chilling. Defects behind me over here. You know what? We don't have Jay tonight. I apologize. I hope you guys saw a little promo we put up today. We're very excited, but I'm excited at least. Those guys, I don't know where the hell they went. Last minute changes. They could not make it. Matty Forge will not be here as well. So I hope you're okay with just Guy Forge. Everybody in the chat, I see everybody came. We got a bunch of people. About 80 people watching already, almost 100 people. This is exciting. It was exciting. We're going to have a good show. I do have a couple guests with me tonight, though. There was a little con a few weeks ago, a couple months ago. I don't know how long ago because it really doesn't matter. We really didn't make our way to, and we weren't allowed at. But you know what? There's a couple guys in the community that saw that, and they wanted to come hang out with us tonight at the beginning of May to have some fun and have some discussions. So you know what? As Matty Forge says, since he's not here, without further ado, I'm going to bring them in one at a time because they are pillars of the comic book community. I'm first going to bring in Mr. J, always stirring the pot, Steranko.
I am the comic pillar of the community. How do I look, guy? You don't have to tell me. Like $2 million. Can't wait to get started. It ain't a con unless it is not a con. Don't interrupt me. It is not a con unless the defects are there. Plain and simple.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. I thank you for stopping by tonight. You look wonderful, man. You look wonderful.
I always look that goes without saying. I always look wonderful.
Would you mind if I asked how old you are? Because you look great.
I'll leave the show now. You asked me to take a picture, I'll leave the show. You asked me my age, I leave the show.
All right, well, you look great either way. And guys, I know everybody in the chat's having a good time seeing Mr. Steranko in person, in the flesh. He doesn't do many shows here, but you know what? He's here and hanging with us tonight. So I'm going to actually bring in another pillar of the community. This guy, you all know him. There's no way not to know him. Mr. Matty Farbonaro himself.
Hey, it's the plausible Deflects. What's going on, boys? How we doing tonight?
Great to have you. You're looking good, man. That is some head of hair, let me tell you.
Thank you. Where's Joey's comics? I need to see his comics in that briefcase of his.
Yeah, I think you saw them enough that day, so this is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was over on 3 Men in the Basement a couple weeks ago.
Who are you talking to?
If I knew this crazy kook was going to be on this show, I would have never signed up for this. The biggest thief in the industry.
Got my glasses. What's up?
You owe me $18 for a signature.
What's up, guy? What's up, guy? Forge, Guy Forge. What's up?
How are you, pal? Thanks for coming by tonight.
Yeah. Good to be here.
That's a beautiful scarf you got there.
Oh, thank you.
It's an ascot when a man wears it.
Oh, thank you for the stylish, inquiry there, buddy. Guys, I hope you guys are all having fun. I think everybody in the chat is having a good time. This is just a pleasure to have both of you on here. In true defect fashion, I think maybe we should have Mr. Steranko tell them about our sponsors. Did you practice this a little bit, Mr. Steranko?
I was promised Miss Bird City would be here. Where is the chicks?
They'll be here soon. The
sponsors, sure, why not? We got our buddy, Express Comic Book Pressing, Erod 212, your presser's presser, the best in the business. Defects 10 get you 10% off. Not only that, Erod will pass along his discount from CGC and CBCS along to you. Sorry, my Jinkoba's not kicking in right now. So hit up Erod and tell him that Defects sent you.
What's Jinkoba?
Defects.
It helps with my memory.
Yeah, Mr. Farbonaro, you want to talk about Mutant Beaver?
Who's a beaver here? I don't do the sponsors.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Steranko.
This is my kind of store. Mutant Beaver Comics. Defects can get you 10% off. Not only that, they're one of the world's largest online retailers for exclusive comics and variants. Defects 10 get you 10% off. Gotta love that beaver. Nothing like eating a 70s beaver. Tell Pat and the B-Man the Defects sent you.
Before I go to the super chat, Steranko, I would definitely buy a used car from Jay. Looks like a stand-up guy from James Bicknell.
Yeah, you know what I would buy from you? Ha! Too bad you family members ain't for sale.
Oh, boy. Wow. Super chat from Back Issue Paulie. He said the Defectiveverse of madness. Yeah, it looks like it, buddy. Looks like it. But thank you all for showing up tonight. Maddie Farbonaro, did you get the list of what we're doing tonight?
Yeah, all right. I'm done with the voices. We're good. We're gonna keep the costumes on, but we're getting back.
Point across.
The defects are back. Yeah, I think we got a point across. But we got a jam-packed show tonight. We got some news. We got a defects discuss. We're gonna do story time. That's something new. Guys got his popcorn ready. 100 of you in here. Appreciate it. I see you guys cracking up. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for having a sense of humor, because obviously some people don't. I don't know, boys. What do you think? Get right into the news?
Let's go. Time to get into that news.
Let's do it. If I could find the freaking newsreel. I can never find the newsreel for some reason. Why can't I find the newsreel? It probably is. I can't see shit under this thing. I think the newsreel.
You want it? You guys.
By the way, hold on. Wait. Yeah. What's the over/under on how long Maddie lasts with that hair?
I'm going the whole way. We're going the whole way.
The whole show.
It feels like it's crushing my brain, but what do you got, Jay?
That segue is great, guys. I got an awesome joke for you guys that I just came up with. Just for it.
Oh, this is bad.
You know what Steranko does the first thing when he gets back to his hotel room is?
What's that?
You look like fucking. Oh my god!
I don't know.
Let me put it back on
like.
before someone
you're
snaps
scaring. You're just scared. We just lost 10 people. Let's get into the news.
The guy went from Steranko to fucking Lex Luthor in 3 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm supposed to share my screen or something tonight, right? I think I have to do that. All right, here we go. Start off with a little DC news. A little DCEU news. There's nothing crazy this week, but we got some stuff to talk about. Let's get into it. The Batman sequel announced by Warner Brothers. All right? I think we all knew. I'm dropping. My earbuds are coming out with this freaking wig on. Jeez, I don't even know where it's...
That's a bowl of earwax out of Farbo.
It literally got lost in the hair. I don't think this was a surprise, right, boys? Anybody take over, please.
You're going to keep it on the whole show, though. You're going to keep it on the whole show, though. You said that.
Yeah.
So, Maddie's out of control.
Was this a shock
guys,
to you?
Batman sequel announced by Warner Brothers. Listen, no matter how much flack the movie got, people still went to see it. And it was still popular, and everybody, listen. Do I think the first one was too long, and we all have our problems with it? Yeah, but it's it's a superhero movie. So, what do you think, Jay?
Listen, when I don't like something, I say it. I told you I wasn't a big fan of Batman. It's not that it wasn't my favorite Batman movie. I went back and watched it on HBO Max for the second time. Just like I did Shang-Chi, and I liked it better the second time. I gotta say, I enjoyed it better the second time. Colin Farrell was the highlight of the movie for me. I think they still could have did a little bit of better casting with Falcone. I like that actor, just he didn't pull it off as a mobster for me. But you know what? The second time I did like it. I did like Pattinson. So Gotta give credit where credit is due sometimes.
I definitely want to watch it again. I think we just weren't as high on it as other people. I think that's really all. But we'll dig into this a little bit more as we get further along. Maybe we'll do some spec breakdown like a year from now when we start to get a little bit of a storyline. So nothing much here.
What do you guys think? We saw. All right, listen. Spoiler alert. You got 5 seconds. I know how these are going nowadays. We're getting a spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. We know we saw a Joker at the end credit scene. Oh, not the end credit scene, but the end of the movie. Do you think we get Joker, or do you think we get the Court of Owls like everybody's talking about?
I mean, I hope we get the Court of Owls, but I'm pretty sure they put that scene out that we're getting the Joker. So
can I say I hope we don't get the Joker?
Like, yeah, I mean that's kind of
yeah. I hope we don't get
like
the Joker
I think I'm done with the Joker. I don't know if I think I'm okay with it. I think we've had enough. Let's get Mr. Freeze in there. How about that?
Yeah. We got a super chat there, Guy.
Yeah, I see it. This is a super chat from Supreme Love. I'm short of breath. I got tears in my eyes from laughing so hard. The Defects deliver once again. You know what? Often imitated, never duplicated. Thank you, A Supreme Love.
Speaking of A Supreme Love, he sent us a little AOK for a giveaway. Dear Matt, Guy, and Jay, thank you for all the knowledge and laughs. These books are for the Defect family for a future giveaway. Keep up the good work. I don't know who he's talking about, but...
Wow.
A little Marvel 201 number 29. This one's getting out. A little Teen Titans annual number 2. Wow. And then having a little Something's Killing the Children, that local comic book day. A variant, high grade candidate, I'm told here. All right. So, A Supreme Love, we appreciate you, dude. Thanks for the little future giveaway there. All right. We talked about this a few weeks ago. We had a feeling this was coming, but now, according to the Cosmic Circus, which kind of feels like what we're on tonight, Man-Thing is set to appear in the Werewolf by Night Halloween special, which we think is going to be called Adventures into Fear, but we'll see, which began filming in Georgia in March. Obviously, we know Man-Thing's first appearance is pretty much out of reach for, I don't want to say everyone, but it's an expensive book at this point. Savage Tales #1 from 1971 magazine. So, Man-Thing. I think a lot of people want to see this character. A lot of people kind of assume this character was coming. So, a little bit more confirmation here, which I think is really awesome. Can't wait to see the horror stuff in the MCU.
In Disney's, how would you say? In this day and age of Disney shows, the way they're leaning, you think Man-Thing's nose will be circumcised possibly? Or will it just stay uncircumcised?
It may be both. There may be uncircumcised with a little slit.
That checks all boxes.
That checks all the boxes. The Flash movie confirmed to involve Man of Steel's main villain, General Zod. Guy Forge, General Zod is coming back for the Flash movie. What are you thinking, bro?
I like Zod, dude. I liked it. I thought Zod played a great character. I loved that
think so
Superman
too.
movie.
I'm not talking about Zod. You said the Flash movie.
Well, listen, the Flash movie is going to be supposedly it's supposed to be like the Doctor Strange 2 for DC. It's all about the multiverse. We're getting Michael Keaton in it, supposedly. But Ezra Miller has just been a fucking disaster.
Oh, the guy is...
I mean, we really haven't talked about that, but...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of money in your pocket and partying, man. Just ask Farbo himself.
Yeah, I like to party. Kneel before Zod. Oh God. So again, I think this was a pretty cool. I just went way ahead. Look, I thought we were getting him back sooner than this, so I'm glad that he's coming back because he did play a great General Zod. All right, a little swap. We know the 3 Men in the Basement swap is coming up. I know we're not allowed to call it that, but we got Captain Marvel 2 and Ant-Man 3 trade release dates. So Ant-Man 3 will arrive in theaters February 17th, 2023, and the Marvels has been pushed to July 28th, 2023. So got to wait a little bit longer for a Blue Marvel to show up in the MCU. But other than that, I don't see a big deal here, right?
Nah. The way MCU's
I think it's
looking at me, I'll wait.
I think it's story related. I don't think it's production related, to be honest. But I could be wrong. Marvel's Fantastic Four movie loses director John Watts. I'm going to read this to you guys, and then let's go to Guy first. This is from John Watts. I'm eternally grateful to have been part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 7 years. I'm hopeful we will work together and again, and I can't wait to see the amazing vision for Fantastic Four brought to life. Kevin Feige also commented on Watts stepping back, calling him working with him a true pleasure. Feige continues saying, we were looking forward to continuing our work with him to bring the Fantastic Four into the MCU, but understand and are supportive of his reasons for stepping away. We are optimistic that we will have the opportunity to work together again at some point down the road. Guy Forge, what do you think? Is this a big problem for the Fantastic Four, and who is going to be his replacement? Do you have any ideas?
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to like my ideas, but I mean, things kept popping up of Krasinski because obviously he directed a lot of stuff already. People have liked what he's done. Rumors upon rumors upon rumors of, everybody wanting him to be in the Fantastic Four movie. So, who knows? I don't know. Do I think, did they start filming stuff yet? Did they even cast anybody yet? Did they write the story yet? So does it really matter that we lost the director? I mean, is this actual news? Because did he do anything yet with the movie?
Well, he's been a great director, right? I mean, for the MCU.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll tell you what he did. He read the script, and just like my man Gray said in the chat, abandon ship, bro. Abandon ship. You know who should direct a Fantastic Four movie? John fucking Byrne, dude, should direct it. A Fantastic
or at least
Four
brought
movie.
on as like a consigliere.
Yep, exactly.
I've heard a lot of John Krasinski directing, though. I keep hearing that.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's going to happen. He's obviously open to it. We know that. So
yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, Wes makes a good point here. Multiverse of Madness changed directors, and that movie still looks great. We'll find out in a few days. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. So. Okay. Animated news here from DC. Harley Quinn's Kite Man spinoff gets series order from HBO Max. According to a press release from Warner Bros., Noonans will focus on Charles Brown, Kite Man, and his new girlfriend, Golden Glider, as they commit crimes to help support Noonans, a speedy bar in Gotham City that they own. The show will feature appearances from a number of DC's most famous supervillains. I don't know. DC animated, Jay, you always talk about it. So, what do you think?
The Batman animated stuff is great. The Superman animated stuff is great. I haven't watched the Harley Quinn show. I heard nothing but great things, though. Like, adult
I heard it's hilarious.
Yeah, I heard it's great. I'm actually I got to watch Ozark, and then I think I might hop on Harley Quinn.
Okay. This one we could spend a little time on. I think the chat can get involved in this. I know Jay has some thoughts. I know Guy has some thoughts. So, essentially, this is the first. So, Phase 5, Marvel Studio announces retreat for next decade of movies. So, this is the first time they've gone away on a creative retreat in 3 years. So, I think it sounds like it's a much needed brainstorming session from the MCU. I'm going to let Jake start with this one because I know he's got a lot to say. We talked about this in our chats and stuff when this news broke. What was this? About a week ago, a little less than a week ago, right after our last show. So I think this could be a good. I think you could take pros and cons out of this. So Jay, I don't know. You want to start us off, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. Listen, I make it vocal. Phase 4 was an utter flop for me. Aside of some shows, maybe one or two movies, a complete flop. When you go back and look at Phase 1 and Phase 2 and you compare it to this Phase 4, it doesn't even compare, guys. I think it gradually got worse. I think the creators at Marvel are realizing this and they're hearing some feedback. And listen, everybody has their own opinion, right? You may have loved Phase 4. I personally don't. I go back and forth. You guys know how I feel about Moon Knight and certain other shows. That's my opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But again, for me, Phase 4, a total flop. And they might have to, this might be a reassessment, not a retreat. And this might be, let's sit back and reassess. You know, they're trying to make, how do I put this nice? They're trying to make the current world happy with the characters they're bringing out and the storylines they're producing. But look what happened to Netflix, guys. So it's funny how Netflix flopped over certain things in the last couple of weeks, and then Disney announces a retreat for the next decade of movies. I think they talk about it, they reassess, and they start to go in the right direction.
Jay, bring your mic down a little bit closer to your face. There you go. Guy Forge, what do you think?
I got two questions.
Okay.
One, are they going to open up like a plane just for fans to invite fans down to get their opinion? And two, how do I get invited to that?
We would definitely not. We would be the last people invited.
Especially after tonight. I feel like we're burning, again, more bridges. And wait for like another 15 minutes because we're going to burn a few more. Yeah. So if you showed up to see a disaster, this was not the disaster yet. The disaster is yet to come.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, honestly, Guy, you make a good point there. I think we've talked about this before, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, they don't listen to fans," but I got to be honest. I think they are listening, and I think they're seeing some displeasure. They're not pulling in. Leave Spider-Man out of it. Spider-Man is Spider-Man, right? But they're not pulling in as much of the casual fan as they need to. And if you're not pulling in the casual fan and you're pissing off the diehards, or even the not even the diehards, but like the comic book community, right? If you're pissing them off overall,
then where you go?
Again, I'm overgeneralizing a little bit. But if you're not how about this? You're not wowing the comic book community. You're kind of just getting the blah. Like Jay said, like, okay, no big deal. You got a big problem on your hands. So I feel like maybe there was some feedback taken into consideration. I feel like they'd be silly not to. Another thing is, we talked about this on Gary's show when we were doing the Moon Knight review with Comic Storian. And he said he heard a lot of rumors that the Kevin Feige and the MCU were using Phase 4 as a let's throw some ideas out and see what people like and then choose the direction. And that's really, he said that to us. I read that somewhere else also, and it really did seem true. And if that is the case, then yeah, they needed to regroup, see what they did right, see what they did wrong in Phase 4 and really correct it big time for Phase 5 and beyond. Because I mean, if this is the level of greatness that we're to expect over the next 2 or 3 phases, it's going to putter out. So, I don't want to sound like a bitter fan, but that's just the truth. I've tried to be a champion and protect the MCU as much as possible, but it's getting harder and harder with every project. So
now I'm seeing in the chat, did Moon Knight get a second season?
So we didn't put it in the slides. I was going to talk about it at the end. They threw up a slide. They threw up a tweet that said season or series finale, Moon Knight, right? And then they erased it and they replaced it with season finale of Moon Knight. So they purposely wanted to switch that up. So it sounds like at least they're leaving the door open for it, but not an outright confirmation of season 2.
Okay, so that alters my thoughts a little bit, right? Because here we are, we're thinking we're getting season 1 and that's it, right? Or 1 season and that's it. And it's been, to me, again, everyone has their own opinion, lackluster. I said it a million times. We got more Dancing Hippo in 1 episode than we did actual Moon Knight the whole season. But if they're going to go forth with a season 2, this changes it up a little bit for me, right? Because now it sets the baseline for him, which I get they were trying to do. There's no doubt about that. But in the end, guys, it's a comic book show. You want to see, I get it. Everyone always has the same answer for me. Oh, you just want to see violence and fighting and stuff like that. It's a comic book show. It's Moon Knight. That's what I want to see. I want to see half him dealing with his mental issues and half him whooping ass. That's how it goes. But again, if we're getting season 2, it changes it a little bit for me.
I agree with what you're saying, Jay. I really do. Yeah, Peter Porker said earlier, I want to see nudity. There you go. This whole multiverse thing could be the problem with their direction. And we talked about that from soon as the multiverse stuff started. The Defects said, this feels like an excuse to fill in plot holes, and they're going to start overusing it. So let's hope Doctor Strange puts a nice bow on what we got coming. We'll talk a little bit later about what we're kind of anticipating from Doctor Strange. Not too much. We've kind of beat it to death, and that is the thumbnail. We're going to talk a little bit about how much information is too information. So we're going to get there. So but a couple more slides, not too much more news, and we'll get into some discussion here.
Did you say
this was an interesting one?
Put a bow on what's coming?
Yeah. Where's your brain at?
No, I had a girl in college. That's a different story. I'll tell it another time.
Yeah, tell that. That's like an in-person story, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Marvel's Echo series, I'm assuming they meant to write there, gains an unsurprising new cast member. So, Deadline reported actress Deborah Jones was cast in the upcoming Marvel Studios series Echo. Details of her role weren't confirmed, but the trade believes she will be playing one of the leads, potentially named Julie, who is a resilient and strong-willed lead. So this is interesting. I tried to do some research. I didn't get too much time to find a character that was kind of within Echo's orbit that had the name Julie or some name close to Julie. Came up with one or two things. I had a couple people message me some things. I don't want to start putting them out there yet until I really flesh them out, but maybe we'll do a little spec dive on this. But interesting to see what people thought in the chat. Interesting to see what the Defects think on this panel. Jay Ranko?
Listen, I'm excited.
Any thoughts yet on who this could be?
I gotta go back and look. I didn't even look at this article till you sent it to me. I will hopefully have an answer for you guys. Maybe we'll do a little spec video next Monday.
That's a good idea.
And try to throw this in there, try to piece it together. Echo is one of those shows, man, that I think could surprise you. Hawkeye surprised me. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I loved it, man. It was one of my favorite Marvel shows. So it seems like characters that are, off the beaten path, they're doing better with. Maybe because I don't read as much as them and I don't look into them as much. But listen, I'm excited. I watch it all, guys. I go into it with the highest hopes, and sometimes it just comes crashing down. Sometimes it doesn't, though. But most of the times it does.
Except Ms. Marvel, right? Your bar is set real high for that one.
Miss Marvel? Dude, I want to see Blue Marvel, dude. I want to see Adam Brashear. I'm excited. Again, I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm excited for Phase 5, I'll tell you that much.
Guy Forge, is Julie just a code name? Are we barking up the wrong tree here? What do you think?
I think you got to leave that open for argument or open for question, because they always throw stuff out there with a little hint of something, of who it could be and stuff like that. Listen, did everyone enjoy Hawkeye?
Yeah,
I think everyone. The consensus is that everyone enjoyed Hawkeye. So that was one show that we liked. I think the atmosphere of the show. I think the timing of the show. There wasn't really anything negative that I can put out there that was, besides obviously Kingpin, and it was okay. But anything having to do with this, I think, is going to be cool. So I don't know if Julie's Mephisto.
So not a lot of detail here, but something that we've had a few now that we'll come back to, because these are just kind of breaking now. But these are projects that are a little far off, so we do have some time to dig in. All right, last but not least, everybody's favorite woman in the spotlight right now, Amber Heard. Aquaman 2 will feature the child of Amber Heard's marrow. Interesting. So what's the I can't even remember. I meant to write it in here. The spec book that's behind this, Aquaman's son. Jay, do you remember? Is it Aquaman 23?
I don't remember what book it was, man. I'm not versed on Aquaman at all. I am versed on Amber Turd, though.
Amber
Turd. I love it.
Wow.
Love it.
Arthur Curry Jr. they're talking about. So, yeah, I think that's Aquaman 23. So it's a possible. I mean, not that that's a cheap book, right? I mean, mid-grade, it's not a bad book to have in your collection either way. Probably get it for $20.
Yeah, did you guys watch
yeah,
that?
Looks like that's crazy.
What?
That's just been some crazy shit.
Dude, there's been a petition going around with over like 3 million signatures on it, trying to get her banned from Hollywood for what allegedly, I like to say, happened between her
what had
and,
happened was.
Yeah, exactly. Her and Johnny Depp. So I don't know, man. Amber Heard, what's his name? Ezra Miller. All this stuff is going on. Who knows what's gonna happen, man?
I could care less what they do as long as they're good in the movies. I gotta be honest. Hate me if you want. As long as you're not doing something real dirty, like what she did, like I don't care. Like, all right.
Yeah, I feel bad for Johnny Depp, man. At this point.
Yeah, Johnny probably had a really fun time the first like year, and then it just went all downhill.
You know what though?
We've all been there, right? Like, come on,
my man lost jobs because of this. Hollywood looked at him differently because of this. He will forever be looked at differently because of this, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah, maybe you could be right. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but
no, I'm would you trade your opinion?
Would you trade places with Johnny Depp right now? That's all I want to know.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh okay, Jay. As of today, like if you had to trade places today
with Johnny Depp. I mean, I can't give up my family and shit. Fuck Johnny Depp, too. Fuck both of them. Johnny Depp hated on the United States and moved to France. So fuck him. Fuck Johnny Depp.
Wow.
That was a good answer. I like that answer, Jay. Oh, God. So not a ton of news. You know, some things to touch on. Obviously, there's been a ton of Doctor Strange 2 trailers. So do we get into the information part of this show or do we get into story time? Should we let the chat decide?
Yeah, let the chat decide. Throw it up on the. Can you throw it up on the screen, Matt?
Yeah, I can do that. Do you guys want story time first, or do you want defects discussed first? What do you think? Make a video. Okay. Let's see what the chat's saying. Story time. I feel like this one's gonna be a runaway. Story
time. Story time.
One defects discussed from a. I'm sorry, Supreme Love. You've been overruled. All right, here we go.
All right,
who's taking the reins?
My blood pressure's already going. I was just about to say my Irish is going up already. So I'm gonna let you, Matt and Guy, coast me through this because there's certain things that I could say. And there's certain things that I can't say.
So once upon a time, the defects went to New Hampshire.
True, the state. So we're gonna leave a lot of names. We're gonna leave most of the names out of it, all right? Because some people are just gonna get swept up on needlessly. So instead of putting some, just leaving all the names out of it. We're just gonna give you the down and dirty of why we weren't in New Hampshire this year and why we won't be back there. All right, Jay.
I mean, you got to coast me through it. I'll tell you what I did. I'm pretty much the would you say the match that lit the fire with this one? If that's not a shocker.
As is usual, right?
Yeah. How about you coast us through?
You want me to start it up?
Yeah, you start the story and I'll interject because you're good at this. I'm going to start saying stuff, and that's not fair to anybody.
So essentially, you guys know we went to New Hampshire 2 years in a row. We did some work there. We put a lot of time and effort into what we did
one year, 2 shows.
Exactly. Excuse me. Right, 2 shows in a row. For those of you that were there, you know what kind of effort we put into it. We wanted to. We weren't expecting anything back in return. Just obviously, I guess what anybody would expect, right? Just kind of like a mutual handshake kind of deal. Like, you know, hey, we do for you, and it just kind of like recognition almost, you know, and just a place to be recognized at the show and kind of be part of the family almost, right? I mean, is that a good way to represent what we kind of expected?
Yeah, I mean, you know, guys, listen. We have fun. Christ. It's a great times, but it takes a lot out of us, man. We're driving. We're paying for a hotel room. Not everybody does. but we're paying for a hotel room. We set up, we go to bed early. We're out there filming the line. We're talking to all different customers. We're talking to artists. It takes time away from enjoying what I do, which is look for comic books and hunting, right? Because we're trying to bring a focal point to a show, whether it be any show, and that's what we do. We're committed. We have a YouTube channel. This is what we do, but a lot of work goes into it, man. I'm trying to get fucking banged up on a Friday night and not wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and start filming shit. I get banged up anyway. It's just, I got to make it work.
Just a lot harder. Yeah,
it's harder, man. You're driving, it took, the second time we went, it took me and Matt damn near 8 hours to get home with traffic, So a little appreciation, goes along. Getting paid is one thing because people are paid. People are getting paid. But appreciation, it goes a long way. I'll interject again in a couple minutes. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. So coming back for the third show, we had planned to be there, and we had floated some ideas out there and kind of just assumed it would be more of the same. If anything, maybe like a little bit of an upgrade, maybe a little bit more of a spotlight on us. We tried to do as much as we could. And we floated like one or two ideas, nothing major out there at the end of the show last year. And as we got closer to this show this year, we kind of, the first red flag to us was that there was no post showing that we were part of the show, which, it wasn't the end of the world, but we kind of were a little annoyed about it, especially when other people got posts with, I don't want to get too detailed because it's just then we really have to go down the road that I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
What truth being told, eventually there was a post in January.
Yes.
Eventually there was a post in January.
After something was said, though. That's the whole thing. That, in my eyes,
correct.
If we have to say something and then the post comes out, to me that's kind of like, what is that worth? You know what I mean? Like if we have to say something to get the post. Anyway, somebody, it seemed like someone else was going to basically be taking the role that we thought we had, which was fine. I mean, in a way, but the idea kind of that we floated was kind of used in a roundabout way and attached to this person's name. So that started really tweaking us, but we were going to let bygones be bygones and still do our thing there.
Matt, can you go over what the post said exactly?
Essentially,
not exactly. These people would be
right. So and so will be covering the show and have a VIP lounge area doing interviews, which is essentially what we had started the show before, and kind of floated the idea of taking it a step further, doing almost like a little bit of a lounge feel, right? So again, at this point, we're a little tweaked, but not anything that's going to keep us from going to the show. We're still going to go to the show. We're probably going to discuss whether we're going to do it again, but we're willing to just kind of let bygones be bygones and just, get there and say, hey, maybe this was a misunderstanding. What it is. We still wanted to be there. We had a good time the last year, and the community was going to be there. That's our biggest thing. We could care less where we are as long as we're with the community. That's our biggest thing, right? So fast forward, Jay, do you want to take over from here, or Guy, do you want to take over?
Okay.
Does anybody else want to?
Go ahead, Guy. You want to
get a different take on this?
No, go ahead. I'll chime in when I need to.
All right. So then another post goes up, and it lists every single person that's going to be at this certain show. Everybody, right? Everybody except the Defects. Other YouTube channels, 3 men were thrown in there. These other 2 people who I don't know from a hole in the wall that allegedly will be covering this show. And listen, more power to them. It's nothing against them at all. It's nothing against the owner of the show. It's just, hey, this is how he wanted. I get it. So a post was thrown up. So I got pissed. I'm like, you know what? This is it for me. I wrote in there, how about the Defects get a shout out? But I get it. You got shiny new toys to play with now. Right away, I screenshot it. I send it to Matt. Matt's like, yeah, the usual.
I was like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I knew that. He's like, am I overstepping? That's the first thing he said to me. And I said, you know what, Jay, honestly, it's how many times do you got to get slapped? You know, to us, that just felt like one too many slaps. And maybe it wasn't done purposely. I don't know. We can't, I'm not going to sit here and speculate. All we could say is that you only could take so much before there's going to be a reaction. Okay.
So it's and whether it was done purposely or not is not the statement we're going for. It's the fact that we busted our ass the year before to bring as much as we could bring to this show. We all did,
and that includes people, right?
And that includes that. That's my point. That's my point. As much as we bring to the table, we bring a lot of people with us to the table. So this is a big thing too.
And I'll be the first one to tell you, when we went to the show both times last year, it was a great setup, man. The second show was hot. I ain't gonna lie. It was fucking hot in that place. Matt had dungarees on, jeans.
I was dying, dude.
Whatever you want to call them. Jeggings. It was hot. But the guy bought
They
great
were like
vendors
jeggings
in.
Afterwards.
Yeah, he bought great guests in. He had great books. He had a ton of great stuff, man. We were excited to do it this year, but I seen the tone change as he bought different guests in, and which is totally his business, and I get it. But what you got to remember is
it was a domino effect, though.
Yeah, we're East Coast guys, man. Like, we would have been at that show, you know, every single year supporting. But I get it, man. I get it. I'm not bad-mouthing the guy. I'm not bad-mouthing the show, because it is a good show. And like Erod said in his video, there are a ton of great books to grab there. The dude's booth was good. So it's just that I saw the direction it was going in with different people. And like I said, hey, man, if you're a business and that's the route you want to go, that's totally up to you. But I got annoyed that we weren't listed on there. And I said something, and it turned into a little bit of a back and forth in the DMs between me and him. I told him how I felt. He told me how he felt. He said, you know, I did put a post up for you guys back in January. I said, I realized that, but, you know, a third party mentioned that to you, you know, that's also involved with us. And it went from there. And then, you know, he sent me another message that I didn't really read too good. And then Matt hits me up and he's like, yo, we're not allowed to go on vendor day. And I'm like, we still even after all that, like, we're like, fuck it, let's just go. We just won't cover the show, which we were planning on anyway, because we figured we didn't want to step on anybody else's toes. We were just going to go to party and rock out, buy books, chill with the community. So, you know, Matt's like, yo, dude, we can't go in on Friday. Friday's my day, guys. Listen, vendors, that's when all the deals are done. I'll be the first person to tell you. Before the doors open, there's more deals done than, that's when all the fire books are gone. These guys are digging for hours, and not any con you go to, any con. So Matt calls me up and he's like, yo, we can't go in on Friday. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I reread it, and he's like, you know what? This is weird now. You made it weird. I don't want you guys covering the show. But we weren't to begin with. You know what? We were, but then we figured other people were doing it, and we were just going to go rock out with CBSI and Erod and all these other guys, you know, chill in the community. But it went from there, and, you know, he wished us good luck on our ventures. I wished him good luck on his, and then that was it, man, you know? And Matt, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Friday thing, you know, I think Jay, you know, he was saying that's his day, because on Saturday we don't really have time to look for books, right? So like, we need the Friday to be able to kind of catch our breath, look at the setup, see what we're going to be doing, grab a couple books if we can, and then Saturday's for the community. Like, we don't really dig on Saturday. We're covering the show, and even if we weren't covering the show, you see, we would have just been hanging with the community. We would have been chatting it up with everybody, and then literally packing up and driving home 5 or 6 hours the same day, you know. So it kind of just was like, so we got kicked out of the Friday. He basically said, you can't come in on Friday, but you could buy a ticket to the show, essentially. So, like, you know, and the more we kind of just went over it in our heads to see if we did something wrong, you know, we kind of took a step back, let the anger kind of simmer down. And when we went back, we realized, you know what? I don't know how many times, especially, you know, listen, you know who we are. You know, if you're watching the show, you know who we are. We don't really pull punches a lot. We kind of tell it how it is, you know, not in a way that I'm trying to say like, you know, we're tough guys or anything like that, but we're not going to just bite our tongues forever. You know, I think we all have different levels of where that ends, but at the end of the day, like at some point, we're not going to just get walked all over. And that's what it started to feel like. And it was just one too many times. You know, if we're going to call it out, like if we're going to keep it 100 honest, Defect style, the comment that he made to Jay was, you shouldn't have called me out publicly. And I said to Jay, that's the only thing that I can, if I'm going back and I'm going over with a fine tooth comb, that's the only thing that maybe we could have done differently. However, he indirectly called us out publicly by just continuously leaving us out and putting other people in, because we had people actually reach out to us and say that they noticed it. So it wasn't just us noticing it, it was other people noticing it and felt like we were being disrespected. So now when you have that inkling in your mind and now a third party's telling you that, people that don't have a stake in the game, obviously they're people that we know, but they're like, hey, aren't you guys part of this? Aren't you guys covering the show? Why are they saying that this person's covering the show? Where's your post? Where's this? Where's that? It starts to eat away at you. So while Jay said, Matt, was I wrong? Did I overstep? I said, honestly, no. Because regardless of whether it was directly or indirectly, we were called out in a way or kind of sidestepped publicly by not being part of, you know, of what was going on, you know, on the posts and stuff like that. Sure, he had us up there after somebody told him that he'd left us out. You know what I mean? So, you know, you could sit here and say, oh, you guys are getting butthurt, this or that. But trust me, we bit our tongue for a very long time. Even through the first two shows, there was a couple small instances of us having to bite our tongue. But I felt like we as a group put in hours to get ready and to do what we did there on both shows. And then afterwards, I did about 3 to 4 hours of editing after each show. I'm not getting paid for that. You know what I mean? Like, we're not getting paid for that time. Like, we're doing it to help and further this show, this community, to put a spotlight on the show. We're telling our followers, like, you guys trust us every week with what we say. That's why we love you guys. So we're putting it out there saying, guys, meet us there. This is going to be great. This is going to be fun. And you guys trusted us with that. And you came out and you did that. 30 or so members of the Defect family showed up to the first show, if not more. That might be on the low side. Okay, so, you know, I don't think we're saying anything. I don't think we're being disrespectful here. I think we're just keeping it 100% honest. I'm trying to give you every angle of the story. I think Jay's trying to give you every angle of the story. Guy was there throughout the whole thing. Like, he would be the voice of reason above me even, because like I was frustrated as much as Jay was. You know what I mean? So Guy was kind of the unbiased party out of the three of us because he wasn't coming. And he said the same thing. He was just like, you guys aren't wrong. Like, you guys are not wrong for being annoyed. So we're trying to give you the whole story here without saying like, oh, there's 3 sides to every story. Like, we're trying to give you as much as we can so that you guys could judge. Are we overreacting? But I could just tell you that we ain't going back there. That's all I know. Regardless of how good you could say it's good or great or not good or whatever it may be, there's a ton of great cons in the Northeast that we could rock out with the members of the community. We don't got to be there to do it. All right. That's it.
And yeah, listen, what was said. To put it shortly, to finish it up and to wrap it up. I know Jay's going to say something too, but we can take New Hampshire and
put him in a fucking bench, Mike.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, I wish the guy the best. it is a good show, man. You can't lie. Can you find deals there? I saw Thunderhouse's a comment before where it's like about the dealers and the Friday and stuff. That's at any con, and I was looking for one book, and Josh Grab happened to be there early on Friday. I asked him to look for this book and pick it up for me. If I was a regular person, I wouldn't have been able to get that book because there was only 1 or 2 copies in the grade I wanted. There was probably only 5 at the whole show. So yeah, man, deals are made on Friday. You know how it is. Vendors know each other. So I would be lying to anybody if I said it wasn't different on a Friday when I want to get in. Everybody wants that early access, you know what I mean, to get those books. But that's at any con, guys. Like, any con you could get into early, you're going to have the advantage. Depending on what you're looking for, right? You could be looking for some obscure stuff that, you know, ain't going to be out there. But hot books, spec books, all these books dealers know about, the deals are done. Or you could be like Farbo right here and just buy 10 boxes of 50-cent books and slap $1 on each box and
try and steal
your money real quick. Or
just try and steal Joey's books.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? It's like, hey man, I wish the guy is the best, yeah, and his show the best, but that's just how it ended for us. Should I have, kept my temper down and not say anything publicly? That's not who I am. Like, we ain't boys. Like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? It was said. Was I wrong? Possibly. I'm usually wrong most of the time, according to the DMs and shit I get from everybody, especially my Moon Knight post. But listen, man, that's who I am. Like, I don't bust my ass and talk to fans. What did you get? What are you looking for? Yada 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 yada, and then just get passed over on. That's not me, man. Like, I try to keep it. You guys, man. If you guys talk to me in the chat, I talk to every single person that DMs me, whether I know you or not, and try to give my best advice. And so if you piss me off, man, that's it. We're done. So like I said, best of luck to him. There's many deals to be found there, guys. There's great vendors. There's great artists. Keith Williams was there. Campana was there. He did a great piece for me. It's just a show that we personally won't be back at. We'll be at KinCon fucking shit up. So come have a beer with us there.
It's all about, it's a give and take. It's got to be respect. And, a couple other people reached out to us, and once they saw that we were having some problems, they kind of voiced some of the same shit. Just in a similar situation, not exact, but just felt disrespected in the same way. And I'll just leave it at that. So that kind of validated some of the shit we were feeling. So, yeah, if we were really assholes, we'd be like, you know what, Defects, boycott this show. We're not going to do that. If you feel like going, you got our blessing. Go there.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
Go there, get great deals, guys. Trust me. What I want to see you do is go grab undervalued books and have them in your collection, no matter what con it is. So I'm not. It's just not. It got it got a little personal. Not too bad. Like I said, I wish the guy his best with his show and everything. He wished me the best with the channel, but we just parted ways. I just hope that the people that he chose continue to go there every year for him like we would have. But right now,
oh my God, I just saw the comment.
That's
which one?
Gary's. Gary, hold on. Give me first of all, let's just talk about Nigel's super chat.
That's great.
Simply for always keeping it 100. Nigel, we appreciate you. Thank you. Couple people said things. Gary said, next stop, Terrificon. But I got to highlight Gary's comment that he just said. He said, maybe I'll go to New Hampshire and sell books in the parking lot.
We could do that. I like that idea.
You got to be very careful because this guy right here will steal them like he steals everybody else's shit.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
so,
God.
yeah, guys,
there's some good comments in here. Oh, my God.
That being said, man, go there, man. Go buy from these vendors. Get your books, man, if you're local. I will tell you where we will be at next. We'll be at the 3MIB swap, followed by BronxCon. That's more my style. BronxCon. We'll get into that, and we'll have a flyer up for that soon.
Little 3-men. May 14th, less than 2 weeks away. Actually, next week, I think Otto and Raj are going to stop by, give a quick preview of the show. That's where you'll see us. If you're in the area, if you're within driving distance, you're going to want to be here. We got a little lounge area set up, little VIP area. We'll be going live from the show. We're selling a few books here and there. That's just secondary. We like hanging with you guys, doing the live show. It's going to be a blast. I honestly, I'm looking forward to this just as much as I was King Kong, because this is all about the community. I love it. What else you guys got?
You got a former Trout over here, super chat, $30. Is that Canadian? There you go.
Hey now, yeah.
Got to show some more Tom Butcher just to cap the story off. And then we got our man, the B-man coming in. You guys are always above board. All three of you jabronis are beauties. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
I don't know about tonight if we're all beauties, but you know.
Matt, I was gonna say we haven't showed one super chat video yet. Where this shit was depressing talking about this shit. We're on to bigger and better fucking things. 3MIB swap, BronxCon, Terrificon, King Con 3. Why don't we hit him with a little Eva for everybody that was generous enough to donate? Hit him with a long one. I want to see some Catwoman.
All right, Defects. It's time to turn it up a little. I think you guys have been playing it nice lately. I need to get a little raunchy. What do you think? Can Batgirl handle that? I just wanted to let you guys know you are hot shit. Keep doing what.
Oh my God. I clicked it by accident. I was getting a little horny.
The mood has changed. The mood is lighting, guys.
Let's go.
Listen, go where you like. Support who you want to support. We don't give a fuck. BronxCon is going to be on Tremont Avenue. Someone asked. We're going to start posting that soon, guys. We'll be
in the Bronx.
Yeah, it's going to be great. The swap's going to be great. We got a VIP lounge, cold brews. Come have a drink. Come have a scotch with us. Good time. And then Terrificon. Listen, Terrificon is going to be a blast. We tried to get press passes last year. It didn't work. I'm a little sour about that, but we'll be there this year. We'll be with Gary. Our cooler will be under his table. We'll be hanging out. You know what the nightlife is like with us if you were there last year, guys. Everybody was welcome. We had a crew of like 30 people at one point. There was motorized bulls. There was my man Paul in a wheelchair. He eventually took it to the crutches with dollar bills on the end of them, and we partied, man. It was good time.
I heard he's got a cameo in Multiverse of Madness.
7 minutes in, that's all I gotta say. It was super chat 199 from our buddy the Kid Collector, getting pumped up every week over here with this kid. I jumped in at the right time. Hey pal.
Well, you missed the beginning, Kid Collector. You missed the beginning.
Then
he's talking about Eva
coming in. Yeah, he's talking about Eva. $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I'm spent. Yeah, most of us after that super chat.
Let's go. And if you want the unedited version of that story, just come up to us at any time you see us and we'll tell you.
Yep, exactly.
So even more of a reason to come hang with us. Oh, God. All right. Should we talk a little bit about too much information on these fucking movies? What do you think? Should we get into that? You guys got anything to clean up before we move forward? We got to do new comic book day at some point soon, right? So let's get through this.
Yeah.
I you know what?
Oh my God.
I say we do new comic book day and then save that for the end.
I like that. I like it. All right.
You didn't like
Can
it
we talk
said.
about?
That's good.
You know what? I liked both of you saying it. Why it got to be about either one of you? Oh God. Can you want to talk a little bit about Adam, our buddy Adam, real quick?
Yeah, but first, Matt, you know what I'm going to tell you. Gary said it,
Tell him.
So get your finger on it. These guys got to smash the like button.
I mean, I feel like I needed a little bit more of a heads up. There you go.
And see, guys, if it wasn't for that show, we wouldn't have that clip right there.
That is a good point. Very good point.
Is my mic low again?
I don't know. Turn the gain up a tiny bit.
I did. It's all the way up. What the fuck, man?
All the way
How
up?
about
Oh,
that?
God.
I'm going to just start yelling. How's that? How's that, huh?
Yeah, no, don't do that, please. Oh. Oh, I see what you're saying there, Guy. We
I'm
could do
reading
that.
it.
I thought we were gonna. Yeah, I thought we were actually gonna have that discussion now. I
Who
don't know.
knows?
Anyway, let's talk about. We talked about this a few weeks ago. There's 1 week left, guys. Moonspawn Kickstarter from Adam Barnhardt, friend of the channel, author of Shit Show. Guys, Cerrone, if you could put the chat in the link in the chat, I appreciate it. Thank you, Guy Forge.
Yep.
Thank you, Dave Cerrone. It's also in the description. Guys, you definitely want to check this out. If you're not backing this project, whether you want to get it for the comic or just to help out a friend of the channel, it's up to you. All right? Some images from Moonspawn. It's like it's basically an intro. There's a few different stories involved, and guess what? Guess what? The Defects make their comic book first appearance debut. All right, so here's some of the awesome covers, some dope covers. He's reached his goal, but we're trying to get him even further. He's trying to give out some prizes, some stretch goals on the Kickstarter. Go check it out. Here's a quick panel of where we're at. Jay seems to think he survives the longest, Jay.
Listen, whether you like Shit Show or not, you got to grab this book just to see which defect survives the longest. Listen, my money's on me. Speaking of that, I got to give a shout out to BLC today for an awesome giveaway. I beat these guys in a race and won the grand prize. So I'm thinking that's
You're
a
a
sign.
fucking duck. You were a duck.
I'm thinking that's a sign, guys. I think I'm gonna
Because you can
survive
swim?
this.
I got to tell you something. All the time, I'm losing races. Whether it's on the cover of Vampirella, whether it's in the duck race on BLC. Apparently, I get killed first here. I lose that race. I want to do a defect live race for some money.
Yeah, your ass.
And to put this to rest. We could do variable start lines. If the defects want to see that? I mean, because if the defects want to see it, we got to do it. We'll do that live. Well, maybe we'll do that. We'll do that the next time we're all together.
In New Hampshire?
money on me.
All right. Yeah.
Put your money on.
We'll
Jay.
do it in New
Yeah, go
Hampshire.
ahead.
We'll
Put
do it in
your
New
money on Jay. So, and this is pretty awesome. I didn't realize this till now, but the defects being in this comic book, we are in the Shit Show universe because this storyline is in the Shit Show universe. And as you know, in comic books, legends never die. Okay? So you may see us again. And hopefully it's in a Shit Show comic book. I feel like that would be very fitting. But we're trying to get the blue label. We're trying to get on the blue label from CGC, first appearance of the Pressable Defects. So maybe you're going to see that. Go support this Kickstarter. It's our boy, Adam Barnhardt. And what else can we say at this point? You guys have anything to add?
Guys, just
I'm
support,
sweating
man.
my brains out.
He's a friend of the channel. Awesome dude. He was nice enough to throw us in the book. Let's go, man. If you could support, if you got $20 laying around, you got $20 laying around. If you want to smoke $20 up, smoke it up. But this guy, that's my favorite variant right there. That is a police
On the right?
bagpipe player at every St. Patrick's Day parade, like I said before.
That's Juan Angel.
Every police department has a guy that looks like that plays the bagpipes in the Emerald Society. That's it right there.
People are saying that if we raise Jay, will trip me.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Oh, God. That's great. Are we doing New Comic Book Day?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I really want to take this wig off, but I said I would keep it on. I am literally drenched right now. I have a scarf, a bomber, and this massive wig on. I'm dying right now.
That's because you're not stylish like Steranko. You're a bum,
Yeah, apparently.
Carbo.
Yeah.
There's no bum, sweat, and stink.
There's no denying that. Anyway, it's time for that New Comic Book Day show, boys and girls. This is where we take the top 10-ish picks of the week, and there's definitely more than 10 this week, from the Defects. And we're picking books based on the cover, based on the story, based on a little bit of speculation. You know how the Defects do. And, of course, our boys over at comicbookinvest.com, they got that new Comic Book Day pull list. Chris Nelms, great author, He's got that whole variant, the ratio variant list, all the comics coming out this week. He's got the list of first appearances. He's got his picks, which are almost always different than our picks. So you get two perspectives. We're covering you from all angles. Go check it out. Link is in the description. But without further ado, let's get into these books. Let me get rid of these names real quick so we can see what's going on. Who we start with this week, Guy?
Well, as we know, every week begins with Mr. Steranko.
First up, guys, Spider-Man 2099 Exodus #1, which I left out by Steve
Fix
Orlando.
that fucking mic. We're at the end of the fucking show. Your mic sucks.
I don't know what's happening.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck to tell you guys. Listen, read my lips then. I don't know what. Try to punctuate as best as possible. From Steve Orlando and Leniel Yu, we get the first appearance of the new Cabal. We get a possible cameo of Winter Soldier 2099, Loki 2099, and X-Men 2099. So if you're a fan of the future, a book you might want to be on the lookout for, we got Miguel O'Hara is back defending his present and our future, guys. But I had to pick the Andrews variant on this. There's a ton of dope homages for this book with Spidey 2099, but Andrews killed this cover, so a lot of good books this week. Matt probably picked my favorite book, and we'll get into that later, but this is my pick of the week.
It's funny because you picked the book that I think is the book of the week for speculation.
Yeah,
Purely speculation, but
there's two.
There's some good ones, yeah. So, all right, Guy.
And then he got my fucking picks are just out of left field. So, how about this? Star Wars Obi-Wan #1 from Marvel this week, guys. I threw up that DNA cover because Nakayama absolutely hit that out of the park. I love that cover, and that Kirkham variant is just pretty dope too. So I went totally cover hungry this week on the Obi-Wans. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of there's a couple of them that I just actually hate, but we won't talk about that. We'll talk about the ones that I like. So
if we're going head to head here, the Kirkham is on fire, dude.
Yeah, no, we're not going head to head. I like both of these.
No, I know.
The Kirkham is a comic. Our buddies over at Comic Book Exclusive. That's their variant with Whatnot. Fantastic.
Correct. That's why. Listen, there's reasons why I put things up there.
Yep. All right. Dope covers, man. Another dope cover, guys. Event from Marvel, Avengers Forever #5. All right. Picked this for a few reasons. Obviously, there has been a ton of heat around #4 because of that first appearance of Captain Carter, and it seems like that's the version from the What If universe. If I'm getting that wrong, tell me in the chat, because there's been a lot this week that's been thrown out with Captain Carter and Peggy Carter as Captain America, and then a different Captain Carter. But I think #4 is we get the What If version of Captain Carter. So I don't know if there's going to be a little bit of a carryover into #5, so probably worth the pickup, but I'm grabbing this because we get the Doom of all dooms, okay? We're getting the Multiversal Masters of Evil is led by Doom Supreme, okay? And you got all the Dooms on the cover. I think this is so dope. And also you get the first appearance of the Man-Thing Avengers. But this is going to be a dope Doom storyline. You're going to get multiple Dooms, different versions, Doom Supreme. I can't believe Jay didn't pick this book. I was shocked that he didn't pick this book. So, Jay, anything you want to add on to this?
Yeah, this was close for me. The first book, the 2099 Andrews variant, I seen it, dude. I'm like, I'm picking this. And then I went back and I had the first pick this week, guys. I went back and forth between this and my next book, and I said, you know what? I'll leave this for Matt. It is a dope book. It's already hot on social media. It's all over IG. It's probably already going for over cover price, which I've seen already. We know Carter's hot. Supreme loves saying it's Exiles 3, Matt. How do you feel about that?
Exiles 3 is Peggy Carter as Captain America. It's not actually Captain Carter.
There you go.
So you got to be careful. You got to get all the information and make sure you got the Depends who you're speculating on. Maybe you just want them all, so you got to grab them all. So, yeah.
Come on,
couldn't pass this
Ewok.
one up.
I'm Steranko, baby.
Jay Renko.
Jay Ranko. All right, guys.
This is the pick of the week for me, Jay. I think you did well on this one.
This is my spec put, guys.
Bring that mic down. I don't know what's going on. You just got to put it right in front of your face.
Oh,
you got to cover up the
How
face.
about now? How about now?
There you go.
I think everybody could hear me. Avengers X-Men #1 free comic book day, Judgment Day from Kieran Gillen and Valero Shitty. And that's the reason I picked it. Valero Shitty. No, just kidding, guys. Will the Avengers try to stop the war between the Eternals and the X-Men? And here's the big part, guys. We will mark a debut of a new character that Marvel has big plans for this year. This is written by Marvel. Big plans for a new character this year that's debuting in this book. It's Bloodline, the daughter of Blade, and an intro story written by Danny Lore. So, Blade is on fire right now, guys. We're getting Bloodline, his daughter, and it's going to be her first appearance. You know how these new comic book day books go, but we're getting a mini story in here all about her. So grab if your LCS lets you grab a couple, or he's not looking, take as many as you can. They're free, so it's not stealing.
Free comic book day. This is one you got to pick up because we heard some speculation, and it didn't gain traction because at the time there was no character in the comic to fill this role. But we heard that Blade, there was information that his daughter was going to be in the movie. Whether it's this movie, the follow-up, wherever, at some point in the Blade MCU storyline, Blade's daughter would be prevalent. And everyone's like, well, she doesn't exist in comics. But then again, here's where Marvel swoops in and says, we got big plans for this character. So get a copy of this book and absolutely look for the follow-up. You'll see the Defects will let you know. Wherever the actual first, like, some people don't like the first comic book day. Like, she'll probably be on the cover of whatever book she debuts in next, and that'll probably end up being the money book. It'll probably be a 1 in 25. So get this book, and then when she shows up in a first issue or whatever issue they insert her into, that's the one you want to grab also. So
Thorough just coming in. He wants to let you know, Matt, for Keep It Strange Comics and Collectibles. He said, if you say Defects sent you in, I will personally do an eBay check on all of your comics at the counter.
Wow.
So,
there you go. Thank you, Thorough. The Kujin special.
Well, you guys knew, and if you know anything about me, you knew I was picking this book this week. I have all of these so far. This is Transformers, the Best of Hot Rod #1 from IDW. Guys, Hot Rod was the crazy transformer who just did whatever the frig he wanted. He was the rogue. He was the Steranko of the Transformers. So, you know, he's why not get this book? It's a whole bunch of stories of Hot Rod and doing his thing. So it's Transformers. So there you go. How you doing?
I like it.
That reminded me of the question for the giveaway. I got a question for the giveaway. Cool
we have a giveaway I didn't know about?
We have a giveaway?
I got a
Supreme Love.
Yeah, but we're not giving it away tonight.
Oh, all right. Fuck it then. Yeah, I don't got shit for you.
We got to do something special for that. I got a giveaway that I got to send out. I haven't sent it out yet.
Oh, boy.
All right. Aftershock Comics, Dogs of London #1. Awesome cover A. Loving the red. 1 in 15 Johnson variant. Dope as well. I like the reflection. Kind of feels like Moon Knight, but hey, I know Jay doesn't want to talk about it. From writer Peter Milligan. Frank and Terry were members of the Dogs, a feared gang who ruled much of London's underworld back in the swinging 60s. Basically, guys, their past comes back to bite them in a big way. Clearly, that's a pun on the dog. Dogs of London is a brutal, bloody tale of violence, love, and revenge. I can't wait to read this. This sounds so fucking good to me. I'm all in on this. Jay, was this another one that you had your eye on this week? What do you think about this?
No, everything coming up, it does look dope, dude. That cover A is fire. I'm not really a fan of the 1 in 15. I think they should be flip-flopped.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna read this 100%. I read a lot this week, man. I read a lot. I read Punisher 2. We'll talk about that when 3 comes out. I went back to my Omnis this week, guys. I started the Silver Surfer Omni. Joey Dale's put me in the mood to start reading my Omnis. So, but yo, this looks great, dude.
Are they actually
almost
dogs?
He almost looks better in the suit than Jay Steranko does right there. But almost doesn't count. Only good in hand.
Are they actually dogs?
I do not believe so. From some of the stuff that I read on a preview wise, I think it's just a gang.
Check for his Red Rocket guy.
And is that like a Ocean's 11 homage, like The Walking, or a Reservoir Dogs? Maybe Reservoir Dogs.
That's what I was thinking.
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hence the dogs.
All right, get your pen and paper, Guy Forge. We got some honorable mentions.
I bet we do. We got Batman Beyond, guys. Neo Year #2 from DC Comics. You got a lot going on that cover A over there, and you got a first appearance of Gestalt, a group of 3 villains. I don't know. Why's it got to be 3 villains?
That's what you get.
All right. Well, DC coming in again. You got Batman Killing Time #3. You got cover A, which you got a little fight going on top of the. Everyone's trying to get this Camaro Batmobile over here. And then you got the new cardstock variant, which I think is pretty dope. He's on a cool. What do you call that, Matt? You call that a chopper?
That's a Harley, dude.
I know where Guy was going with that.
Yeah, that's a
Full
chopper.
picture. It's a chopper.
Zed,
it's a chopper, baby.
Zed,
Who's chopper?
Zed's dead. Yeah, Zed's dead, baby.
Did you say who? I was. You distracted.
Oh, you got a first full appearance
Yeah.
of the Help, by the way, in this. Sorry. Keep him with the DC theme. I know Jay's excited about this. Free comic book day. Dark Crisis Special Edition, #0. The foil variant just looks like it doesn't have that stupid square on the front, right?
and it's reflective.
Oh,
Yep.
Ooh. This is a prequel to the Dark Crisis event, guys. So
yeah, that's what I said. I like the Crisis events, guys. I like the story arcs for the Crisis. I think this is gonna be dope, man.
that's a pretty cool foil variant, though. I'm not gonna lie. I like the layout of it.
Yeah. DC needs a good story arc right now, man. There's a couple, but a story arc like Crisis, Dark Crisis sounds cool, man.
I don't know about this one. Flashpoint Beyond #1 DC. Thomas Wayne as Batman, but this is like the mixture between Batman and fucking Aquaman, right?
Aquaman? Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Aquabat?
Yeah, whatever. Task Force Z from #7. It was this whole DC honorable mentions this week.
Feels like
what's going on? New members of Task Force Z. Who do you got on the cover over there, Jay?
You got a little Solomon Grundy, you got a little Riddler, a little Penguin there. Let me see, Catwoman. Who else do we got there?
Literally can't hear a word Jay's saying at this point.
Nope.
Oh my, is it that bad?
As soon as you go past it, it's a game over.
I'm just gonna. How about?
No, I think we
doesn't
solved
work.
the problem. He unplugged
Now it doesn't work at all. You unplugged it.
You unplugged it. Maybe the plug was loose.
He's like, how about now?
It shot its load.
Oh my
boy.
God. So what do you got here, Guy?
Well, I don't know. We're gonna move right along. New members of Task Force Z. I said,
Oh, there you go.
So if you're into that, next up you got Nubia Coronation Special #1 from DC. The origin of Nubia. That's a pretty cool cover.
It is. It is. I enjoy that.
And we got some shit going on with the Turtles in this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #28 from IDW. First full appearance of Venus. Then you got the first team appearance of some deadly new villains according to the solicitation that we have read. That's cover A. You got a little chop shop going on there. So
I like it. Kind of feels like an homage to Nebula in Endgame.
I knew you were going to say that.
Right? Am I wrong?
Yep. No, exactly what I was thinking. So you're
All right.
you're golden. Stay golden, Pony Boy. Guys, if you haven't heard about this comic book, then get out from underneath that fucking rock you've been living under, because everyone is talking about Twig, This is from my dude, Scotty Young. So this has become very popular very quickly. There is about 437 covers for this first issue of Twig. Our boy Ryan Brown did one. He did a Calvin and Hobbes homage, which I think you can get down there at Bird City. You also got this Bird City one over here. This is I forget who did that one, but that's a pretty cool cover too. The old video games looks like, and then you got Cover Ray over there. Yeah, there's so many variants, guys. So if you're into this, I don't think it's Scotty Young. So we know how he writes, we know what he does, just from what's it called, Strange Academy. So if you like that, obviously this is a totally different story, but I'm sure it's going to be very popular and very quickly.
Yeah, shout out to Laura and Anthony from Bird City. They were on the auction with us. Killed it. Fit right in with the Defects. We got plans to do some stuff with them. So really awesome. I think that's why Jay threw that up there. Give him a little shout out. Show him a little respect. She held her own. She definitely she put the Defects in their place a few times, and it was great. We had a blast, man. So they want us to come on for trivia, 3-on-3. And then they want to jump on here as well. So we'll see. See how that goes. I think we got one more. Yeah, one more.
Yeah, rounding out the list, guys. Again, Free Comic Book Day. Don't forget, go to your local shops, guys. Get out of the fucking house, all right? 2022 Spider-Man Venom #1s from Marvel. Do we get a Normie Osborn symbiote?
We do. It looks like Normie's book started heating up again. I got it, man.
Normie.
I love Venom, but he's starving to death in Cover A. What the fuck happened to this guy?
Who's cover on the left? They want to know. Is that Bagley? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I know the right is my boy John Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's variants on Free Comic Book Day now, which is interesting. So. Oh God. So that's that new Comic Book Day show, guys. So like I said, link in the description. Go check out the article over on comicbookinvest.com, and that's it. Tell us what you think of the picks this week. If you're watching this on the rewind, tell us what you're picking up this week. That's it. We got one more segment, so don't go anywhere. There's 170 you in here. Appreciate you all. Hit that thumbs up if you have not yet. It only takes a second, and it's free. It helps us out. And if you're new, subscribe. You get to see us do stupid shit like dress up like comic book pillars of the community. I can't wait to take this fucking wig off. I fucking can't wait to take this wig off.
You gotta pat it, man.
This shit is like squeezing my head. So what do you think, guys?
That's the trick, Matt. You gotta pat it, bro. This way you don't.
You gotta pat it?
Up. Yeah, you pat it. Everybody knows you gotta pat it.
Can I just hold mine up? I feel like this wig was really meant to be used for this outfit.
And that's
it. Like, listen, Spider-Man Exodus 2099. This debut of the Defects, you get Very Gary 2099.
Old Man Gary.
You get Old Man Gary.
We figured out that Gary's alter ego is Dog the Bounty Hunter when he takes his buff off. See, Gary, I called it by the right name today.
Buff.
Oh, I look like Stevie Nicks, they said. I just got back this from a reholder. Oh. Hulk 189.2. Had a cracked case. I was very nervous sending this out. So, excited to have that back. All right, guys. Let's talk about what's on the thumbnail. I've been talking all night, so one of you guys is starting this, and then I'll chime in. All right? So, one of you, take this away. What do we got, bro?
Guy. I did a lot of a guy disappeared.
Guy's disappearing. Apparently, his ghost is still in that shadow for some reason. It's very weird. Guy, I think there's a ghost in your room. Better turn the light back on. Look at this.
We got a super chat, by the way, from CLG.
Hold on. Before you get to the super chat, guy, just highlight the comment before it, because that's something we left out that's very important. So, my man BK for life. I bought this costume because I was going to show up to that con dressed like this and interview Steranko. This is the reason I bought this costume, dude. Because I was going to go there out of spite, just dressed like this. because I knew it would fire the real Steranko up. And I was planning on getting kicked out anyway, so you might as well, do it in a little style.
Yes, Jay's having
that would have been
microphone
classic,
problems.
though.
We can't fix it right now, so just kind of bear with us.
Are you kidding me? Still?
I don't know, Jay. There's a setting. It's a setting. It's not the mic anymore. It's got to be a setting.
to watch him go back and forth with the mic
I know,
like that,
it's great.
like swing it, is great.
It's got to be a setting on the computer. But while you're doing that, I'll start it up. I'll start the conversation up. All right.
Well, I'm gonna CLG put a $10 super chat in there. I'm gonna shout him out. This guy, okay? There's maybe a couple Garys in the chat. CLG coming out. Shout out to Dumbledore, Donald Trump, and Guy Forge from your biggest fans. So I think you're Dumbledore, Matt.
I'm Dumbledore. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So on the thumbnail, you see that when is it too much information, essentially? And what we're talking about there is we got Doctor Strange 2 coming up this week, and we were going to talk about some thoughts on it, but we're like, all right, how many times has that been talked about? Like since the Super Bowl, just trailer after trailer, breakdown after breakdown daily from these big channels. And hey, shout out to the big channels. I go to them. I watch them. I get a lot of information from them. Do your thing.
Correct.
Okay? It's not your fault. People want to see this shit. But at some point, the rumors, the casting sheets, the soundtrack information I saw today from
and by the way, we're not giving any spoilers right now. So
no spoilers.
Don't go anywhere. You're fine.
No spoilers. Leaks, right? There's been leaks for as long as been talking, for the past, since the Super Bowl. People have been saying, this is a leak, that's a rumor, this is a leak, this is a something. And it's just like, are we getting so far? I mean, think about, Jesus Christ. Think about Spider-Man. How much did we get before Spider-Man actually dropped? It felt like I saw the movie. Jesus Christ. So we're getting to a point where
Spider-Man with the picture without the lizard, the guy getting punched by no one, like all the we're getting into the last week. We're getting into the last week before the movie, and let me tell you, the last just today. Let's talk about today. Just today, the videos that dropped, and God bless these guys because they get all the information. And if you don't want to see it, stay off the fucking internet. Because they're gonna be out there. Don't watch them. Stay away from them. Don't click things.
It's gonna be tough.
But these guys, listen. We all do it too. I stay away from stuff. I know this is the last week before the movie. I'm not looking at those videos. I'm not jumping on there to look at the videos because I know they're gonna. If you don't want it ruined, then don't watch it. They dropped so much stuff in the last 2 days that I couldn't believe. I'm not watching it, but I see the thumbnail and I see the whatever they're putting out there, and I'm going, oh my God, another video. But it's okay. That's what we're all here for. We do the same kind of things, but it's if you don't want to see it, don't look at it.
But I guess the question we have is, when is it too much? When do we get to just go in and enjoy the movie without knowing all the information before? And this isn't meant to knock. We're not talking about this to knock anybody that likes the information beforehand, that doesn't like the information, that puts it out. Because, look, we just did a bunch of rumors in the news, right? So, we're talking early on. Obviously, this is the week of. The premiere is tomorrow. So, after tomorrow, all bets are off, right? But, Jay, do you want to just walk into a movie without ever have seen a trailer, not knowing who's going to be in it? Do you want to know where's the line for you? Has it changed? Have you changed your outlook on it after this recent this past few months of just between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange 2? How much shit has just been thrown at us?
I'm going to say it's tough for guys like us that like to spec, man. All these trailers, and you get a teaser, you get the first, now it's called first TV spot, second TV spot, final trailer. To me, man, one trailer is all it takes. People are going to see these MCU movies anyway. Any other movie you watch gets one trailer, right? Besides, comic book movies, man. And do I like to watch? Yeah, man, because I try to figure things out. It's fun for me. It's a build up before the movie. But if you're not into speculation, which a lot of people aren't, and that's fine, and you're just into the comic books or the movie, I can understand where all these trailers and stuff like that can ruin it for you. Guys, I'll be the first to tell. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah.
All right. I
mean, it's not great, but it's better.
I'm fucking talking a long-winded speech here. And
we
you'd
hear
be
you.
Like, oh,
we hear
your mic's dead. Yeah, so that's how it is for me. I like it because I like to see what's building up and what books I could get and what books I could potentially flip, right? Because flipping's a bad word, but listen, it's part of the hobby now, and that's what we do. And it's fun to see what characters you spec on and actually do pop before you see them. So that's what's the fun part for me. But like I said, as a movie goer, or if you're not into that, I could see where all these trailers and stuff like that can piss people off and breakdowns. Like I take social media breaks, guys. I'd say once every season. Like I'll be gone for like a month, and it's part of the reason because I just hate social media, and I like to do it for the channel, but I haven't posted one of my books or anything, and I go through my IG feed a lot, but not really. And there's only a handful of YouTube channels I watch. I don't want to watch a breakdown of a movie before the movie comes out. So I understand it, but guys, this is the world we live in. This is it, right? Social media is everything. People don't go outside and play no more. So this is what you got.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've seen 7 final trailers for Doctor Strange 2, and they've all been different. So like, it can't be a final trailer.
And different lengths too. Like
So it's like, okay, so that wasn't the final. At this point, I just want to see the movie. I got high hopes for this movie. I honestly feel like this is going to be an exception. And this happens sometimes where the trailer, you feel like, oh, they're showing all the good shit. I honestly don't think they even scratched the surface with what we're going to see in the movie. So
because I think there's a lot that we're going to see. That's why I think this movie in particular, there's a lot we're going to see. I don't think they can scratch the surface. I saw a video. I didn't watch the video, but I saw a video clip that someone posted, and it was on YouTube, and it was literally 9 seconds.
Okay.
And it was about the Doctor Strange trailer. 9 seconds. I don't even want to tell you how many views this thing had. It was 9 seconds. What are you telling me in 9 seconds that I don't already know, or that I'm not going to find out? Like, really?
Well, guys,
that's so funny.
Listen, you guys know books just as well as me. People don't even have to drop a spoiler. If I'm going through IG and I see 9 people post the same book, I know what the fuck just happened. You know what I mean? I know. I don't have to see shit that has to do with MCU. I'm like, okay. All right, you know what I mean? Something happened with this guy, obviously. You don't even have to read the comments.
I guess we're getting Jane Foster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
When that happened.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even that, man, we knew about that for years. We just need visual confirmation now. Like, I get it, man. Listen, people. It is what it is, man. That's why sometimes the social media break is good. You just distance yourself and get back to real life.
Yeah, but I mean, we're obviously, everyone knows kind of what we're dancing around, right? We're trying to focus on more what the shit that Marvel is putting out, right? The shit, like, why did we need to have like bits and pieces like at the beginning? And again, if you like have watched no trailers and you want to be completely surprised, like, you got to leave now because I'm about to say something that happened in a trailer. Okay. We went from the first TV spot where we thought it was the Illuminati. And then finally they actually said the Illuminati in the trailer. Like, why did they have to drag that out? Like, why couldn't we have just gotten all that information in like 1 or 2 trailers? I understand wanting to be relevant for a long period of time, but like, if you wanted to see this movie back in January, it didn't matter how many trailers they were going to drop. You were still going to see it in May. So, like, drop one in January. Drop a different one right before, maybe? I mean, do we need 12? Do we need TV spots? Do we need them all mixed up and rearranged and different posters with different glass shards and who's this and who's that? It's like, man, I mean,
they're built like anything else. They're building their structure here, and they're trying to develop the people getting excited about it. There was you got a little tingles when they brought out the 20-second spot, and he said, Mr. Doctor Strange, the Illuminati will see you now. You're like, oh my God, he said it. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I get it.
Well, here's the thing, Matt and Guy, and the chat. I'm always talking to you as well. A lot of people say, Marvel doesn't pitch to comic book readers; they pitch to an overall audience.
Sure.
That is true, but Marvel also does throw in those Easter eggs, like the shattered glass, to comic book heads like us that are gonna dissect each part of that glass and tell you what character that is. So they do listen to what we say, and they do hear us. Believe me, they do. And this is where I think the reassessment comes from. That you don't reassess for a good thing. You don't fucking take a vacation or a retreat or whatever you want to call it and say everything's fine. You take a retreat because you got shit to talk about, right? Because
you say, how are we going to fix this?
How are we going to fix this? How are we going to get better? How are we going to move forward and get better? The characters they're bringing out, those are characters I want to see that could make the MCU better. You know what I mean? Characters they have in this phase, not so much for me, man. I'm not young, but I'm an old school comic fan, man. I want to see old school. I want to see old school characters before we get new school characters, if that makes any sense.
Beast makes a good point here. And I think this is what Guy was saying as well. Mention the Illuminati won't make the casual fan rush to the theaters. I don't get why they featured that. Yeah, I mean, I think that was for the comic book fan. They're throwing us a bone here. You know what I mean? To be honest, I mean, I think they do once in a while. So clearly they do, because they want to try to keep something comic accurate. Let me tell you, though, I think with all this hype, they have to hit a fucking grand slam here. I think this
better be a good movie.
This is the make or break moment for
100%
for the MCU right now. And, if it's a flop, I'm not saying they can never come back from it. They won't ever recover, and we're never going to watch anything again. I'm not saying any of that. But if this fails, I feel like they do take a hit, because there's been some disappointments. And it's because they are the champ. When you're the champ, you have to do things bigger and better every time. And they haven't nailed it. They've done okay, but we don't expect okay. And maybe that's our fault, but I think it's even shown up in a lot of the box office. All right. COVID clearly had something to do with that. But obviously, you saw what happened with Spider-Man. People didn't give a shit. They went and it made a tremendous amount of money. So if DS2 flops, or if DS2 is just okay, and we're not coming back and saying like, man, this thing, the hype was real, I think it's a big problem. If they fuck up the storyline, if they start pulling shit out of left field, they throw in all types of agendas that don't need to be in there. They jump around. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't, Gary keeps saying it. Push the MCU forward. Show us where we're going next. I'm gonna be real disappointed, and actually a little bit nervous for the future. And I know Jay's probably the most nervous for the future as of today. But I'm getting there. I don't know where Guy stands on it, but this Friday night when we go to see it, like, it's more than just seeing this movie. Clearly, I want to be entertained. Clearly, I want to see this shit. But it's really, I mean, this is what we do. Like, think about, we're here now. There's 165 people watching us talking about comic books and comic book movies. This is part of our DNA at this point. This is like watching a child succeed. You know what I mean? Like, you wanted to succeed. Jay talks about Moon Knight poorly because he wanted it to be fucking good. He didn't want to see it fail. He wanted to see that shit be a fucking home run. And he's annoyed that it wasn't.
So you know what Moon Knight makes me think? I'll get into Doctor Strange right after that. Moon Knight makes me think, please, God, don't let Disney do Punisher. Please. Just don't. I'd rather imagine shit in my head than watch
I feel you.
my favorite character be fucked up in some stupid ass storyline. Again, that's my opinion. People like Moon Knight right now. It's just, I like Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, but I don't know about Moon Knight because I haven't really seen it yet. As far as Doctor Strange 2, man, like the hype, and like Thorough said, you don't think Marvel leaks stuff on purpose? Of course they do. They want to build the hype. 100%, yep. Thorough, you hit it right on the head. Sometimes overhyping. It's overhyped right now. Now everybody's going in with these expectations that are up to here, and if it's even a little bit disappointing, it's gonna drop down to here. You know what I mean? So maybe sometimes some of the best movies you don't even get a trailer for. You get one, maybe, right? Because they don't want you going in knowing anything. Now everybody is hyped. Oh, is it Catan? Is it this? Is it that? And now people are going to get their hopes up. And when it's not that, they're going to be disappointed because they're so overhyped about a movie. That's why you just got to go in, you know, with as little as possible, man. The Thor trailer, I didn't like it, man.
Yep.
I don't think Gore the God Butcher has anything to do with comedy. You know, is there going to be comedy in there? Sure, it has to have a little bit of comedy. But you're pitching a movie with gore. You started off with a dark undertone, man. So, I don't know, dude. I've just been disappointed with MCU and Disney. And I'll be the first person to fight for Marvel. But in my opinion, I speak the truth of what I feel in my heart. I've just been completely underwhelming. I don't even look forward to Moon Knight. It's like a chore watching that fucking show.
Well,
like
one more. We're talking about it this Thursday. I hope you guys come and hang out with me. The two of you.
It's like, oh,
come
man.
on,
It's
season
almost
finale.
like,
Let's go.
It's almost like going to work. I'm like, oh, I got to watch Moon Knight on now. You know, I can't just watch the rewind to 90 Day Fiance.
Guy Forge, as the movie aficionado of the Defects, why don't you close this one out for us? Tie a bow on it. Give us your thoughts, your final thoughts, I should say.
My thoughts are just get excited. Get excited for what you like. Don't get distracted if you don't want to look at things. Don't get swayed to look at things. Do what you like. Watch what you like. Collect what you like. And that's it. Read what you like. But you know what I'm doing? I'm going to the fucking movies. So.
All right.
I will be there.
Thoughts. Final thoughts on Doctor Strange 2, how it ends, or let's talk about the villain. Because there's no secret here. The Defects dropped Catan a year ago during WandaVision, over a year ago. So the question will be, and I think we're all on that train. Now we're less than a week away. I'll start with Jay. Is the villain Catan? Do we get Catan? Do they change it? Do they not even use that storyline? What's your thought?
I think they base it off that storyline. I think we at least get mention of Catan.
Okay.
If not, it's disappointing, dude, because we got the Darkhold. We see Wanda thumbing through that thing. So, but again, man, we're comic book readers here, so I hope so, dude. I think it's gonna be a whole mixture of villains and all types of shit going on. But yeah, Guyuch.
What do you think?
Listen, I think obviously there's a point of Catan because what she's reading. Do I think you get Nightmare? I think you get Nightmare. I don't know if they're gonna call him that, but I don't know. That's what I think. Either way, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. It's a fucking MCU movie. Like I said, get excited.
I like it. I basically Jay nailed it with the story, right? Like that was the point I was gonna make. It is his story, right? Like they're basically building his story. Mount Wondergore, Darkhold, Wanda, Dark Magic. Okay, so it's his storyline. I'm gonna hold out faith that we don't get him till the very end, and that's what carries over into the last chapter of this, because they've already said. That's funny. They've already said that this is not the end for Wanda. Like, there's more there. So this is not the end of her story arc. So I could see it happening right at the end. I do think we get Nightmare briefly. And I'm hoping Catan is mentioned at the end, and that is what kind of takes us to the next thing. That's what I think. If they don't do that, will I be upset? A little bit. But as long as they give us a good story, I'm okay with it. So.
Well, I'm just going to put this
I'm fucking
up there.
dying, guys.
Uncle Frank came in and said, sorry I'm late, boys. Was watching Tokyo Vice. I can't wait to hang with you guys in a few weeks.
We see where your priorities are. We see where your
Uncle
priorities
Frank, we love you.
are.
We love you, my man.
Yeah. All right. I'm done, boys. Yeah, there you go. I'm done. Let's get out of here. You want to say anything before we leave? Chat's been on fire tonight. You guys have been great. What do you think?
Yeah, thanks for hanging,
Steranko?
Defects.
Anything Steranko?
Steranko out, baby.
We can't hear you anyway, so.
The chat said they heard me the whole show. You guys fucking with me?
No, dude. It's been it's been up and down. That's all I'll say. We wouldn't fuck with you.
Thunderhouse said he's heard me clearly. I thought you guys were messing with me.
No, we weren't messing. I'm being dead
shit.
serious.
It's your hearing aid, Carbo.
Yeah, it might be the wig. All right, Defects. Remember, we're on podcasts. We got the podcasts out. Spotify, Audible, Google Cast, whatever the fuck it's called, Apple. Check us out. In case you don't want to see these costumes, just listen to us live. Just go listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. Search Pressable Defects. We're out there. Check us out. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Comment on the videos. That's how you enter our giveaways. Spec show probably coming soon. We'll be back next Monday. As always, we'll probably give some thoughts on Doctor Strange 2. So when we get to that point, don't worry, we'll say spoilers. You guys can exit, come back in like 15 minutes and come hang. What else? Thursday night, I'll be on with Gary. Hopefully these two guys can join me for the finale of Moon Knight. I think we covered everything. We good? Jay thinks no hope for it. No hope. So we appreciate the chat.
You know what happens when I go on and voice my opinion? I get
Don't
mad
worry
because
about it. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
I want to quit YouTube. I want to quit Instagram because people talk so much shit and I can't do nothing about it.
I told you.
Ozzy,
we need the
Ozzy
scene
said,
out of... go ahead.
No, Ozzy came in, and say, take care, brush your hair.
That's right. That one's for Jay. That one's for Jay. Jay needs to be he needs to be Jay and Silent Bob when they go around beating up all the kids from the internet that talk shit. We need a super edit of that scene from Jay and Silent Bob's movie of Jay's face on there. All right. So, all right, Defects. We love you. The chat has been great tonight. I've been reading it all night. What's up, guy?
Yeah, you guys are always wonderful. Jay, can you go single screen and send us out with a little take care, brush your hair?
You know
Hold
what?
on. Man. Go ahead.
Jay Steranko here for the Pressable Defects. Take care. Brush that hair. Now I got to get ready for a Pitbull concert.
Later, Defects.